I believe it was 2002. I had been out the Marine Corps for probably about 2 or 3 months. I got pulled over by 2 state troopers, and I had a firearm on me. And when I got pulled over, you know, they asked my license, registration, boom, give it to him. And he came back and he was like, hey, your license is suspended. And I didn't know my license was suspended. So, you know, I was just like, you know, suspended? I'm like, can you tell me what it's suspended for? And I had got a speeding ticket that I didn't pay. And in Michigan, if you don't pay your tickets, they just suspend your license. That's just how the game go, you know. To which I got a ticket in another county, and I don't know how I forgot about it, but I did forget about it. And so, you know, he asked me to step out the vehicle. Now, mind you, I had my partner in the car with me who had just got into a real bad accident a little while before that, about a couple years before that. So like he one of them people, like if he get hit wrong or he fall wrong, he could die, literally, because his spine's so twisted. Not thinking about myself, thinking about him too, I follow his request. I get out the car, and he asked me, do you have any weapons or firearms on you? I told him, I said, yeah, I got my 38. He said, where's your 38? I said, my 38 is right here in my right pocket. He asked me if it's loaded. I told him, yeah, it's loaded. Kept my hands up. He told me, hey, I'm about to go in your pocket and I'm about to take it. His partner was standing right there next to me. He didn't have his hand on his firearm or nothing. They took it out of my pocket. They unloaded it. You know, they cuffed me right there. And I told him, I said, hey, I need one of y'all to give him a ride home and make sure he get home safe. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he had because of his health condition. They was like, hey, you know, hey man, you want us to give you a ride home? He was like, no, I can make a phone if I have somebody come get me. You know, he just stood there and he just watched. You know, I got booked and all that, and boom, and that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could have been jumpy. I had a loaded firearm on me, and I'm still alive sitting here telling you this story. When you're in those situations, you got to know how and when to play the game. And what I mean by knowing how and when to play the game, you got to know what to do and when to do it. Whether you have an officer that's being rude and disrespectful, it's not worth being rude and disrespectful back just to lose your life. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the thing is people going, you know, yeah, you're going to have people upset, you know, that you lost your life, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, people have to sit down and ask themselves, could that have been prevented? And in most cases, yeah, it could have been prevented had people just cooperated and did what was asked of them. You know what I'm saying? You do what was asked, and then if they do wrong, you let God handle that. You can't do God's work. You gotta let God do his work. So, you know, the thing is you do what's right, and then you let God handle the rest. You know, like I said, you gotta know how and when to play the game. The name of the game is to live to see another day. That's how it goes.